yesterday at the Christmas market in Taylor, Mississippi. I spoke with an older white man, and he talked to me about his journey from being truly an ultra-conservative right-wing person who saw a lot of life through the lens of race and made a lot of his political decisions through race, and the conversion that he went through. And I asked him, like, what was that conversion? And he said, well, something happened about 10 years ago, so actually kind of pre-MAGA. Something happened about 10 years ago that just got him thinking about life. And he's like, as a Christian and growing up in a small town, you're kind of told not to question. And I really hadn't ever, but when I started questioning, I had to start thinking. And when I started thinking, I recognized I was making choices that were putting me in a position above other people simply because of the color of my skin or the color of their skin. And I couldn't do that anymore. And it really changed him. And he actually said it's changed him to the point where he thinks about the decades and why it took him into his mid-50s to actually have that revelation. But also, it kind of makes sense because he goes on to tell me while he had that revelation, he can't share that revelation in his community, and how he's moved away from that ultra-conservative view of politics and society and culture because it means it would sever him from his community, from his friends, from his family, from his church. And in his small town, where he will live, where he was born and where he'll most likely die, he personally can't afford to make that, to sever himself from that. And to me, it's a great story about his personal journey, but it's also strikingly sad, right? That he, even as a white guy who has roots in this deep community, can't fully express himself because he will be ostracized. And to me, that's like that, and again, it's deeply rooted stuff, but I think it's something that we all need to think about, right? And is there a requirement for him to stand up and to challenge his community? I don't know. I don't know if there's a duty, but I certainly understand his struggle. And we talked a little bit more because there's probably a lot of people like him who got to the point of questioning and didn't even decide to stop there, right? They didn't even take it to the next step of, well, let me question, let me start thinking, because they were afraid to get where he was or where he's at, right? Which is that place where he does think about it and knows how he's transformed and feels a little bit trapped in this world. And I want to create a world where we all appreciate questioning and we all appreciate thinking and we all believe that we can change